Okay. So last time, basically, we had stopped at various, in the sense, experience, professional attitude required for human resource manager, right? So let us move on to the line managers or line functions, right? Which is there in the first part of in module one. Okay. So here, line functions or line manager, human resource management responsibilities. Okay. If you could see, my dear students, uh, line manager or line function basically is authorized to direct the work of subordinates, right? So they are the people who will be directing the work of subordinates, and they are always someone's boss, right? So in addition, line managers are in charge of accomplishing the organization's basic goal. So they are basically responsible for accomplishing the basic goal of the organization. So what are the various responsibility of line manager? Human resource management, right? In HR department, if there is a line manager, HR line manager, what is his responsibility? So first responsibility of a line manager of HR is first is placement, right? Understanding the vacancies which are created in the organization. Okay, and then looking into the vacancies which may be created into the future, seeing to which source of recruitment can be adopted for getting the right candidate at the right time. Okay, and looking into the cost of recruitment and all those things. So that is what is a placement responsibility. So line manager, HR, human resource line manager is a person who will be responsible for placement of the candidates whenever it is required. Okay, so he or she should see to it that there is no, you know, ideal time. You identify the ideal time in which the recruitment can be done and fill in the vacancies whenever it is required. That's what we say about placement, right? Apart from that, the second function of the line manager, human resource management, is orientation. Saying to it that the person who is newly recruited looks is very much very much give the explanations in such a way that the line manager and the candidate who has joined newly understands about the various departments of the organization, understands of the procedures and processes of the organization, has a very good rapport built with the boss and the subordinates in the department, and see to it that he is very much comfortable in the department. That's what we say about the orientation and induction program for the newly recruited. That is one of the responsibility of a line manager. Then you have training. Okay, so identify the training needs of the newly recruited candidates, right? Identify the training needs of the candidates who are already working in the job or in the departments or in the line function. Okay, and then see to it that you give appropriate training at the right time. Okay, and utilize the spare time or of the employees, whatever is there when they are ideal, that can be utilized for training purpose, or else certain times in seasonal organizations wherein seasonal employments will be there. So whatever ideal time will be there when production is not there, that particular time can be utilized for training. So every organization, line managers, HR line managers, they do have a training calendar, right? So they, before the year starts, they identify all the training needs, understand where the training is to be conducted, who is to attend the training, and then basically at what time the training is to be conducted, when the trainings can be scheduled, and who would be the trainer. It is the outsider, or maybe within the organization you identify the trainer. Okay, and see to it that training is conducted at the appropriate time. Okay, apart from that, my dear students, you have improving job performance, right? So here what happens is the performance of the employees is being judged. Okay, so every once in 3 months, or maybe once in 6 months, or maybe on daily basis, the performance of each and every employee is being understood. That depends entirely on the job, nature of the job. Okay, so here what happens is the performance of the candidates in the organization is being judged, identified, and then understood whether the employee is performing really well, or whether the employee is underperforming, or whether the employee is not performing at all. Okay, everything is being understood, and based on that they identify the performance of the candidates within the organization. So if the employee is not performing well, they identify the reason of not performing well, what is the problem, and then give appropriate training so that they improve the performance of the candidate. If the candidate is really performing very good, then they think of career planning of those employees, okay, to give a vertical growth in the organization. If the candidate is really not performing well, okay, they identify the negativity of the employee, and then they think of whether the employee should be continuing in the organization or should be terminated from the organization. So all these are various decisions which are being taken by line managers, human resource management. And then apart from that, you have gaining cooperation. Okay, so HRs basically are the people who know each and every employee in the organization by their name. Okay, so HRs basically have to understand the mentality of the employees. Okay, have to understand the characteristics of employees. Okay, and see to it that you build a positive attitude within the employees, right? So when you understand the psychology of the employees, you can easily modulate the behavior into positive within the organization, and see to it that all the employees are committed and loyal towards the organization. Okay, then afterwards, I think some students are wanting to join. Yes, students, request you all to please, connect to the class on time. Okay. So then afterwards, you have gaining cooperation. So when you understand the people in your organization, when you know the behavior of the employees in your organization, right, and when you know how to change the behavior as well as build the positive attitude within the organization, obviously you can gain the cooperation very easily. And then you have interpreting policies and procedures, right? So here, my dear students, the policies and procedures which are being made by HR department in concern with the top management, all the policies and procedures should be clearly communicated to all the employees within the organization. So you need to train your employees on understanding and abiding by the rules and regulations of the organization. And you need to make employees understand the policies and procedures of the organization, as well as the benefit of following the policies and procedures. Okay. Apart from that, you have controlling labor cost. That is one of the major role which is being played, or major responsibility which the line managers, human resource does have. That is controlling labor cost. So the line manager should see to it that the cost of the labor is being controlled. Okay, and unnecessary labor should not be recruited, and unnecessary spare time should not be given to the employees. Okay, so each and every employee should be continuously working, continuously learning within the organization. Okay, so that is what we say controlling labor cost. So you need not spend money on the labor who is not working, or you need not spend money on basically recruiting the people when it is not necessary, right? So whenever it is necessary, understand the need of the hour and then try to recruit the employees. Okay. So cost cutting and all those things do come in here. Apart from that, you have developing employee abilities. Okay, that is one of the responsibility of the line manager. So here, what happens is you have to see to it that you have the entire skill set of the employees, right? So each and every employee's skills, knowledge, and ability, the record will be there with the HR department. Okay, and then you have to see to it that employees keep on building their abilities. Okay, try to develop the skills, try to develop the knowledge, and try to develop the abilities of the employees. And then you have creating and maintaining departmental morale. Okay, so here, my dear students, one of the responsibility of line manager, that is HR manager, is they have to create and maintain the morale of the department. Okay, department in the sense HR department. They have to see to it that HR department people are very much motivated. Okay, and then you see to it that all the employees in the HR department as well as the organization are motivated and have positive attitude towards the organization. And then protect employees health and physical conditions. That is one of the responsibility. So when it comes to the departments, every department, the HR should see to it that all the welfare activities which are being mentioned in the legal aspect, that is laws, is to be put forth, and see to it that there are no accidents, there are no health hazards. Okay, and try to build a positive physical condition, okay, ventilation and all those things have to be clearly put forth in the department. That is what is the responsibility of line managers, human resource manager. Okay. Then you have staff functions, line and staff functions of human resource management, what we are seeing here. Line functions we have seen. Moving down to the staff functions. So staff function is basically the HR manager is being authorized to assist and advise line managers in accomplishing the basic goals. So HR managers basically are staff managers. Okay, so they do play a role of line manager as well as a staff manager. The responsibility of staff manager is assist and advise the line managers in accomplishing the basic goals. So each and every line manager, that may be production manager, that may be supervisors, that may be the marketing department executives or managers, that may be financial department managers and all those things. So everywhere, okay, HR's interference is there, right? So HR has to assist and advise all the line managers whoever are there in accomplishing the basic goals. So they do, however, need to work in partnership with each other to be successful. So HR has to partner with each and every department within the organization, understand the needs of the organization, fulfill the needs of all the organizations at the right time. Okay, so some examples of HR responsibilities of staff managers include assisting hiring, okay, assisting training the employees of the department, assisting evaluating, that is performance, assisting in rewarding, counseling, promoting, and firing of the, that is termination of the employees. Okay, and the administration of various benefit programs. So it may be ordering this stationery for the departments, or it may be understanding the attendance of the various departments within the organization, okay, as well as monitoring the time in and time out, okay, understanding what is the needs of counseling or maybe conflict resolution. All these are various staff manager functions which the HR goes in. So relationship between line and staff functions, okay, so here functions of the department can be as line or staff. Okay, so HR manager can play a role of a line manager or a staff manager. So functions which have direct responsibility of achieving the target of production and sales are line functions. So at certain times what happens is HR has to play a role of line manager. Okay, keeping away the welfare of the people and everything at a B, right? So certain times the HRs have to directly take the responsibility of production, okay, achieving the targets of production within the organization. So they have to directly get into touch with the production managers, to the with the employees, motivate them and see to it that all the whatever targets are being set, that is being achieved. Okay, and then basically into sales and all those things, right? So apart from that, the staff functions are those which do not participate directly in the activities. Okay, so they are not going to go at the floor and speak to employees, motivate the employees, understand the need of the employees, give the direction to the employees. Everything is not being done in staff functions. So in the line functions, it is being done. In staff functions, they are not directly participating, but indirectly they are participation. That is, HR department participation will be there into various activities, that production planning, marketing, promotion, sales, purchasing, okay, then storage and all those things. Everywhere the HR's interference will be there. So that's what we say, HR will be playing the role of line manager as well as a staff manager. So distinction is more clear and precise at a higher level. So staff functions are advisory functions, whereas line functions are responsible functions. Okay, so here when we speak about staff functions, HR plays a role of an advisor to the departments. But when it comes to line functions, HR plays a role of monitoring as well as getting the results done. Okay. Then afterwards, which we have already seen the principles of HRM. Okay. Then we'll see various organizing of personal departments. So personal department in line organizations, right? So here chief executive personnel manager will be there, or HR manager will be there. So these are the various line managers, that is recruiting officer, training manager, compensation manager, and the welfare officer. So they will be having assistants under them. Okay, so personal function departments in functional organizations. So in functional organizations, everyone is interrelated with each other. Okay, but whereas in line organizations, you can see the difference here: recruiting officer and assistant. They will be directly reporting to personal manager. Training manager will be directly reporting to personal manager. But when we see here, all the departments will be reporting to the personal manager, as well as they will be communicating with each other. That is the functional organization. Okay. Then you have line and staff, personal department in line and staff, both line and staff. So here, if you could see line, as I said, they are directly reporting to the personal manager. There is no communication with each other here. Okay, in line functions, but informal communication, that staff relationship will be there with all the managers. Okay. So personal department and divisional organization structure, if you could see here. Okay, MD, general manager will be there. So marketing manager, finance manager, production, R&D, and HR manager. So HR manager basically will be having HR officers, okay, branch managers, deputy generals, managers, okay, then northern region and all those things. So everywhere, if you could see, it is region wise, okay, region wise divisional organization, then functional wise division organization, and branch wise division organizations. Okay? This is just for your understanding, students, right? Then when we speak about matrix organization structure, so you have the personal manager. So personal groups will be there for each and every division, right? Then roles of managers we have already understood. Okay, so here, my dear students, we'll just look into certain case studies here. Okay, and then in the next class we'll be continuing with the other modules. I just want you all to look into certain cases, fine. So here, if you could see, my dear students, let us move down to the first case. Okay, till here, is it understood? Yes, students, any problem? Akshata Kamble. Akshata Kamble, please unmute yourself. Akshata Kamble. Asha Bikanavar, please unmute yourself. Purnima Joshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think you have already gone through the videos of last classes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you understanding what is being taught here?
Yes, ma'am. Somewhat.
Somewhat. Why, dear? What you're not understanding? So I just want a feedback from you all. What is that you're not under? Am I going too fast?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So why did you say somewhat, Purnima? Any doubts or any issues? If you have any doubts, you can ask the students. Hmm? Yes, students, request you all. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Students, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, I'll be dealing with one particular case. Harshal, are you present here? Harshal Patankar?
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Harshal,
ma'am.
yes. Neha Kamble, you are ready? Neha Kamble? Neha Kamble?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Harshal and Sneha, you will be giving the solution of the first case. Okay. So I'll be showing on the screen the first case and I'll be reading the entire case study. Okay. And then I'll be asking questions for that particular case. Harshal and Sneha will be the two people who will be answering for the questions in the case. Okay. So here, my dear students, if you could see the first case here. So is it visible to everyone? Yeah, is it visible, students? Please reply back. Is it
Yes, ma'am.
visible? Okay. So here I'll
Yes,
just
ma'am.
start. Yeah, I'll just start with the case here. Amir Khan accepted a new promotion as manager with mixed feelings. So here one particular person, that is Amir, Okay, I don't think about the actor here. It's Amir. Okay, so here Amir accepted a new promotion as a manager with mixed feelings. Okay, so he accepted the promotion as a manager with a lot of mixed feelings. So he was proud of having his work recognized. Fine. So he felt very good that his work is being recognized and is being promoted as a manager. But somewhere he had some doubts about how he would like the new work. So somewhere he was having the doubt about the new work, whether it will be suitable for me, okay, whether I can accomplish the responsibilities what are there in the work. That doubt was there with him. So his former job as officer, Delhi Development Authority. So his former job, okay, before promotion, was officer, Delhi Development Authority, which involved regular contact with the general public. So he was having regular contact with the general public, okay, in the designation of Officer, Delhi Development Authority, which was his former job. Okay, so basically he was into recoveries and processing their complaints. So he was continuously in contact with the general public, and he was into recoveries and processing their complaints, that is the complaints of the publics. Okay, and meeting with the press and image building, all these were the works which he did prior to his promotion. So it was a high profile job involving lot of exposure to media and publicity. So as the public relations officer, PRO means public relations officer, he could build a good picture of Delhi Development Authority in the minds of the general public through advertisements, press conference, and television coverage highlighting the achievements of Delhi Development Authority. So he was actually a person who was building a good image or good picture of Delhi Development Authority in the mind of general public through advertisements, press conferences, and television coverage. Okay, so what he did is he highlighted the achievements of DDA in developing and constructing residential and commercial properties in and around Delhi. So what was the achievement he highlighted? That is developing and constructing residential and commercial properties. So DDA, that is Delhi Development Authority, they built in lot of buildings, okay, which are residential buildings or commercial properties in and around Delhi. So his new job, he's being promoted now. So his new job is in administrative wing. Okay, as a manager was essentially a desk job. So initially his job was very exciting and challenging and all those things. But right now his new job, what was there? It was a desk job. So working with files. So he had to work with files a lot relating to the applicants registered for various housing projects coming up in North Delhi area. So his new job was working with the files, understanding the files, okay, sanctioning the files and all relating to this. So files consisted about applications for various housing projects coming up in North Delhi area under the name Rohini scheme. Okay, so Amir missed the routine of his old office. So he basically did not like too much the new job, because he missed the routine of his old office and the people he had worked with. So he was missing his old office as well as the people he worked with. So he had a private office now. So he was entirely into a new private office wherein no one's interference was there. Okay, he had to alone handle all the files and all, which was fully carpeted and air conditioned. So he was into a fully carpeted and a air conditioned chamber. But he felt he really did not have the necessary background for the job. So basically, what he felt was he was not having the necessary background for the job. So when he submitted his first report on Rohini scheme to the director of the project, director was nice enough for suggesting some changes that in fact meant that Amir had really got off the track. So basically, when he gave the report of Rohini scheme, whatever he had analyzed to the director of the project, director was basically very nice on suggesting, okay, some changes. So he said you have to undergo some changes, which basically told or indirectly he told Amir that he really had gone off the track. So he was not analyzing the things rightly. So directors said not to worry. We all have to learn a new job. The more Amir thought about it, more he wanted to learn wanted to go back to the old job, but he hesitated for the fear that he would be branded a misfit by management and thus disqualified for any future promotions. I hope the case is understood by your. Is the case understood, students? Prathamesh, is the case understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Fine. So here, now the questions, moving on to questions here. So if you were Amir's boss, what could you do to rectify this situation? Yeah, Harshal, I request you to please answer this particular question. If you were boss of Amir, what could you do to rectify this situation? Harshal, Harshal, please unmute yourself and answer the question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am, I
I
need
hope
the case on the screen.
you need the.
Case on the screen.
Okay.
Ma'am, please share.
I think the screen is shared already. The case is there on the screen.
Yeah. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Ma'am, first he was promotion manager, right?
Amir was initially the officer at Delhi. Please understand the case, my dear students. I'll just explain in short. Amir was basically an officer at Delhi. He was serving as an officer in Delhi Development Authority. Okay. And what was his major work? His work was contacting the general public. Okay. And his work was recoveries. Okay. Recoveries of whatever no debts are there, as well as processing the complaints of the public, general public. Okay. And arranging the meetings with press and image building of the Delhi Development Authority. That was his former job. Okay. So it was he was really doing good in that particular job. So what he did is he created a very good picture about Delhi Development Authority in the minds of general public through advertisements, press conferences, television coverage, highlighting the achievements of Delhi Development Authority. What achievements is he highlighted more achievements into developing and constructing of residential and commercial properties. So Delhi Development Authority took a job of constructing residential and commercial properties in and around Delhi. So that achievement he highlighted a lot. Okay. And basically he was put in a new job after a great achievement in this particular job as an officer in Delhi Development Authority. He was promoted as a manager. Okay, he was promoted as a manager and he was put forward into administrative wing, wherein his work into that particular wing was identifying the various housing projects. Okay, understanding the various housing projects under Rohini scheme. There was particular scheme, okay, Rohini scheme, wherein housing projects were there. So he had to identify the applications who had come to register for that housing project into North Delhi area, analyze the applications and give the sanction to those applications whichever are really good. So his work was basically looking into the various applications, identifying the right applications wherein the sanction can be given for those housings, and then put it forth in front of the director, and director will be sanctioning it, and then he can go ahead with giving the applications back to the people who have applied. Okay, a sanctioned letter back to the people who had applied. That was his second job, what he was being promoted. So basically he had that particular job wherein it was high profile job, and he was being given a separate office, air conditioned office and all those things, but he was not much happy there. Okay, so basically when he went into analyzing the first report of Rohini scheme. He analyzed it and then he gave the report to the director. Director was not happy with the report and he said that it is a new job. So we all have to learn something. All have to unlearn the old one and learn the new jobs and all those things. So he suggested certain changes. And then basically what happened is every time Amir was thinking about his old job, and he was thinking that I was better in my old job, I may not be a right fit for the new job. Okay, so he hesitated to tell this to the director. Okay, thinking that if he tells that I want to go back to my old job, he everyone will think, or the management will think that he is a misfit by for this particular organization. So he is not worth to the job which is being given, and the future promotions which will be there will be disqualified for him. So he had that particular fear. So basically the first question was being, I hope it is clearly understood by you, Harshal. Yeah, anyone could answer this particular question. If you were Amir's boss, yeah, you have the answer for this. Amir, if you were Amir's boss, what you could rectify to do, what you could do to rectify the situation?
Ma'am, giving some time to, to, to get it,
Okay, giving some time to.
as is as is
Uh,
moving from to a new job. It will take
uh,
him some time.
okay, great. Huh. Fine. That is one of the suggestion. Any other suggestions? Any other answers? Any other answer, students? Harshal, do you have an answer?
Ma'am, if I
Hmm.
was a boss, then
Hmm.
I would have taken suggestions from him that whether he is happy with the job
Hmm.
which has been given to him by promoting him.
Hmm.
Then if he is not, then ma'am, then I would have not promoted him,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
he would have had authority,
Oh, so
Delhi authority only.
so you say that we have to take prior no opinion from the employee that you are being promoted,
Yes,
or are you okay with the promotion and all those things, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And any other suggestions, my dear students? Anyone else who would like to tell what would be the answer for this? Think about yourself, right? Think you are an HR manager and you are supposed to promote a particular individual. An individual is really working good in a particular field. You think that you can promote him to the next designation, okay, and put him into that particular. So first he was basically into public relations, okay, he was a public relation officer, and suddenly you shifted his job from public relation officer to administrative department. Do you think this shift was right?
No, ma'am. Other than that, they would have done they can promote him to a similar kind of job for a higher position.
Very good. They could have promoted him to a senior kind of job for a higher position. Okay. So here, my dear students, basically, whenever you are thinking of promoting an employee, okay, in the organization, you have to identify the knowledge, skill, and ability of that particular individual. Now, his strong area was public relations. Okay. So he was in close contact with the public and building the image of the company. Suddenly you're cutting off that particular relation and then you're putting him into administrative department where his core job only will be looking into the files, analyzing the files, and then thinking of giving the suggestions to the director about those applications whichever had come. So entire job profile is changed. Okay, so here that is the negative thing which has happened here. Okay, first point. Second point here, whenever you are promoting a particular individual from one job and putting him into the other job or other department, what you have to do is you have to induct and orient that particular employee. Okay, so here without giving introduction or without giving the brief of that particular job, suddenly you're putting that particular employee in that particular job and you're expecting the employee should learn. That is very much wrong. Okay, so here these are the two things which the boss did wrong. So if you were Amir's boss, what could you do to rectify this situation? Okay, so here what I can do to rectify the situation is I can have a counseling given with I can have a counseling with that particular employee, understand what is his problem, and then give various suggestions to improve, because he cannot be again demoted back, right? So he has to be promoted to the next job again. So build a career planning for that particular employee. Okay, so see to it that you give suggestions to that particular employee to improvise in his present job. Okay, and cooperate and motivate him. That is what, or you can give also the training of how things can be done. That is also one way which can be done. So this is the answer for this particular question. So first you have to highlight what negative things have happened, and then you have to come down to what could be the solution. Okay, already things have happened, how can I rectify the situation? Okay, provide him training, okay, so that he can works well in his job. Okay, okay. Second situation, could this situation have been avoided altogether? Sneha, can you answer this? Could this situation have been avoided altogether? Was it required? Promotion was required?
Yes, ma'am, this situation have been avoided.
Okay. Can you explain why?
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me, Ma. Can you explain why this situation can be avoided?
Yes, ma'am. He can't talk freely with the director, and he has fear in sharing the information.
Okay. Right. Anyone else has the answer for this? Could this situation have been avoided altogether?
And
Right.
before transferring him, they could have asked his views about the
Okay.
promotion.
Before promoting him, they could have asked the views. Fine. Any other answers for this?
Ma'am, before promoting, they would have analyzed in what he is good in which field and then give him a promotion rather just randomly giving it.
Yes, very good. So here they should have a analysis of person job fit. Okay, whether that particular person is fit for this particular job. Okay, or whether the person who is being promoted can perform better in this particular job. That has to be analyzed, which was not being done. Okay, simply because he was having public relations, so they thought that probably he will be understanding the applications, right? Already he know people, so many people he is in touch with. So what happened is they thought that if I put him in this administrative department, easily applications can be analyzed, whom to the housing projects can be sanctioned, for whom it cannot be sanctioned, and everything, because he already knows people. So that is what was being thought by the government authority here, okay, Delhi Development Authority. But basically, before putting him into that particular job, okay, it was good that they promoted him to that particular job because it was a high profile job and he got a good opportunity for growth. But basically, before doing that, okay, they could have seen to it that they make him understand what exactly is the job. This situation can be avoided in the sense, okay, so promotion was really a good decision. Okay, but only thing is they have to see to it that the employee who is being promoted knows everything about the job. Okay, fine. And then one particular thing what you said is understand whether the person is really fit for that particular job. In this situation, if I analyze here, this particular person was really fit for that particular job because he's already in touch with people. Okay, he knows people, he can easily convince people, he can easily analyze people because he was a public relations officer. Okay, so applications which come here, he knows them. Personally, he knows everyone. So here what happens is it becomes easy for him to analyze the applications. But here he was not able to understand the job. Suddenly a big shift from PRO officer to suddenly a high profile job. Fine. So that particular, it was not being consumed by that particular candidate. Fine. So what happened here is he was not able to understand what is he supposed to do in the job. So there was nothing called as training or job of duties which were being given to him. There was nothing called as job description which was being given to him. So the job should be clearly defined before promoting the candidate. The candidate should be trained about the job, make him understand about the job, ask about his acceptance for that particular promotion, and then if he's okay and ready for the promotion, and then promote. So mutual understanding is very much required here. Fine. So that is what we could say about this particular case. Fine. So here, my dear students, if you could see this case, person job fit was there, the person was really fit for that particular job, but here what happened is basically communication gap. Okay, suddenly you are giving a promotion letter to the candidate, and then probably you are putting him into that particular job. There is no induction being done, there is no orientation being done, there is no training is being given for working into that particular new job. And then the candidate who is being put in that particular job, uh, probably he misses his last job. Okay, so there was no time given for him to shift from old job to new job. Okay, there should be some time gap, right? That also was not being given. Okay, and there was no touch between the old job and the new job. There is no touch between the old job and the new job. Okay, so basically what happens, the departments were entirely different. Suddenly from one department he was shifted to another department. Okay, so this created lot of panic in that particular employee who was being promoted. So basically what happened is, he had the fear that if I could not perform well in this particular job, what would happen to me. And anyhow, the director said not to worry, we all have to learn the new job, but saying doesn't matter at all. Okay, you have to train the employee on that particular new job. That is very much required. You have to orient that particular employee on the new job. So here the three things are very important. One is induction, orientation, and training. These three things were missing, because of which there was a problem with Amir. Okay, and ultimately what happened, communication gap also is being shown here, because he says that he misses people from the previous department. He is not in touch with the uh, people who are there working with him in the previous department. He is all alone working in a particular environment where he is in not touch with anyone. He is only in touch with the director. Okay, so here what happens is, he starts missing his old job. Okay, old colleagues and all those things. He will not be able to speak to them. Okay, he'll not be able to meet up with them. Okay, and all alone he has to work entirely in a new setup. Okay, in a new environment with the new boss and all those things. So that creates a panic in the employee. Apart from that, basically there was no communication between the director and the employee here, that is Amir, because of which he has hesitated, and he had a fear of, if I say that I'm not able to work in this particular job, please put me in my previous job. Okay, so that time he may be thought as a misfit in the organization, or he may be thought as disqualified for the future promotions. Okay, all these were different fears, which shows that there was no proper communication and coordination between the departments within the organization. So these are the loop points of this particular case. Okay, so this is how, my dear students, if a case is being given for 10 marks, you have to analyze the entire negative as well as positive points of the case, and then put forth it into the answers. Okay, I hope it's clear to students. Any doubts here? Okay, so this is a case of previous year's question paper, human resource management question paper. Fine. So previous year VTU question paper. So this case was being given. Okay. So here, this is how you need to put forth. So any questions you have, my dear students, in solving this case studies and all those things? Yeah, any questions? Prachi, you are there?
Yes, ma'am.
So fine. So I hope it's clear how to solve a case study. Okay. So in your MOB paper also, as well as in your HRM paper also. Okay. Whenever you get a case, my dear students, please analyze the case, write the positive points and negative points of the case, and you have to analyze in every angle. Okay. So here, then nowhere training was given, nowhere induction was given, nowhere orientation was given. But as a common sense, when you are putting a person in a new job, you have to induct, you have to orient. Okay, you have to make him understand the process of that particular department. Okay, or that particular job profile. You have to make him understand the duties and responsibilities of that particular job. You simply cannot directly post a person from one department to another department, from one designation to another designation, right? So here you need to train him, make him ready for the job, and then put him in the job. That is very much required, which was the fact missing here. suddenly he was being promoted, he was not ready for that particular job. Okay, and that created a lot of problems in that particular employee, Amir. Okay, so this is what many of the organization does, my dear students. So where what happens is, basically, if a employee is really performing well, they think that they are multi-skilled, and again they put into other departments. Okay, so wherein what happens is the employee may not be very much happy. Okay, so that acceptance is not taken into consideration. So they think that if I put him in any department, they are supposed to work and they should get the results, and because of which many of the organization lose very talented, okay, and very loyal employees of the organization. Okay, so that is the basic situation which happens in the many organizations. Okay, another two case studies I'll share with you all on WhatsApp, my dear students. You can have a glance with that to that particular case study. Okay, probably in middle, when we get time, I'll just tell you all when we'll be moving on with the case study, and then we'll take those two case studies. Okay, so is it clear, students? Any doubts here? So what I'll do in each module, certain cases attached to that particular module, I'll just bring up the cases, and then we'll discuss about the cases, right? Because case study is also important, and then we'll again continue with the modules, right? So next part of module 1, I'll be taking in the next class. Okay. So till here, I think things are being understood. I hope things are being understood. I'll be sharing the video also into the WhatsApp group. Please have a glance to the video, and if you're not understanding anything, next class, first please come up with the questions. Okay, you just raise the questions that what you have not understood. I'll explain it, and then we'll go ahead with the explanation of the next part of module 1. Okay, so please, I do not want any answers like somewhat understood and all those things. No, please read. Okay, please see the videos, you will clearly understand it, right? Thank you very much, students.